Hello. Thanks for agreeing to set up this interview. As you know, we only have a short amount of time, so let's go ahead and get started right away. Now, I know that you've been involved in some work on community issues. Can you tell me what attracted you to the community issue that you chose at the beginning of the semester?
Right. Thank you, Mrs. Delman, for that question. That's a very good question. What made me decide to choose water pollution or water in general as my community issue is as people, we don't always realize what we're doing to our environment. And I chose this because there's so many things that we do by like throwing away trash and actually people being out on the lakes with gas spills and everything, oil spills, all of those. There's hundreds of reasons why we should reverse our actions and try to save our water or our waters because water is our most vital resource. Therefore, that's why I chose water conservation slash pollution as my community issue.
Okay, thank you. Now, your materials also said that you were involved in a community issue team project that focused on a call to action. Can you share with me what call to action your team put forward and why you chose that call to action?
Right, so our call to action was to make mental illness more aware for our public. Because right now it's accepted, but people don't realize how big of a deal it actually is. So, by bringing forward mental illness in our community issues group speech, we were able to let a group of people aware of how big mental illness actually is as a disease and why we should learn more about it.
I see. Now, if I were to ask the other members of your team what they think your biggest strength is, what do you think they would say, and why do you think they would say it?
If you had to ask my group members what my biggest strength would be, I would have to say it's finding research or doing research on a specific topic, anything like water pollution or a mental illness disease. The reason I'd say this is I'm able to find lots of information everywhere and then able to compile it into one speech or paper, whatever it has to be. For example, in the research paper on the mental illness, or making mental illness aware, I found articles from the Mayo Clinic and also Harvard University, which emphasize the importance on why mental illness should be researched because research in the brain specifically because right now we do not know 100% what happens to the human brain when someone's diagnosed with mental illness. So finding research is something that I do best, and that's what I would say my group members would say about me in the group project.
Okay, great. What for you was the most challenging thing about working with your team?
Right. So the most challenging thing about working in a group was being able to find time to actually meet up with everyone. We had busy schedules. We had people that had homework, classes, and just various other things that were going on. So we needed to actually find a time where we could all meet together. And we actually ended up meeting 3 times, I believe, to actually get everything straight and figure out what each person has to do before our speech day to actually provide a quality speech.
Thank you. Okay, last question. In 30 seconds or so, tell me what your biggest takeaway was from Comm 110 this semester. What will stick with you and be useful to you?
Right. The biggest thing that would stick with me throughout my career that I've learned through Comm 110 is to be confident. And the reason you want to be confident is you might be scared, but if you portray your audience that you really know your stuff, and they're going to be able to trust you more, that you're providing them with factual stuff and you're going to be reliable. And that's the one thing that I would take away from Comm 110 is to be confident.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me. We'll probably be in touch with you in the next few weeks or so. Take care.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Tillman.